So greetings to everyone, and I'd now like to invite and to welcome Dhammadharini's Inspiring Generosity Committee. And we have here with us Shari, our Dhammadharini Support Foundation President Emeritus, who is also a founder of our Inspiring Generosity Committee, which was so helpful years ago in the economic crash and is now rising up again to support us during this time of pandemic and so many challenging conditions. So thank you very much for being with us, Shari. We also have Mr. Lal Senanayake, our Dhammadharini Dana coordinator, leading up in supporting all of our friends in offering Dana. And we have here also our Dhammadharini Support Foundation Treasurer Emeritus, now Ambassador, International Ambassador for Bhikkhunis for Dhammadharini, Upasamaya Shirley Guak. We have here another founding member of Inspiring Generosity, Supatra Chowchewich. And we have our Dhammadharini Support Foundation Treasurer, Mr. Chanaka Ekanayake, also a member of Inspiring Generosity. Thank you very much to all of you for being here. I'd like to invite all of you to share a few words with all of us.
Hello, my name is Shari Gent. I am and President Emeritus of the Dhammadharini Board of Directors. I want to especially thank everyone for being here today. It means a lot for us to come together as a community during these challenging times, even if virtually. So I really thank you for your dedication and your interest in Dhammadharini. I want to just talk a little bit in general about generosity. And I was recalling my first experience with generosity. Not having actually been raised as a Buddhist, generosity as a concept was never part of my spiritual practice. So when I had my first opportunity to offer dana to the bhikkhunis, it was in the first vihara, which was a small house, a small townhouse in the Niles district of Fremont, which backed up the local railroad. And definitely was not a beautiful, inspiring temple until Aya Tata Aloka moved in and transformed it. And we all came together offering whatever we could. So for me, it was some furniture that I had collected over the years from thrift stores. For other people, it was very nice, expensive furniture that they were able to offer. And for some people, it was money. Some people donated their services in repainting the townhouse. I remember there were many of us from the founding members cleaning up the floors, scrubbing the floors up, and putting down new pergo on the floors. So that was all generosity and donation. But honestly, never before, since I wasn't raised as a Buddhist, never before as an adult had I freely offered a gift for the consequences. And I remember mentioning that to Ayatata Loka at the time. Usually when I gave a gift to someone or made a donation or gave someone money, I was always asking myself questions like, can I trust this person not to take advantage of me? Or am I giving enough? Am I giving too much? In our business-oriented American society, we often view gift giving as a transactional process. Even as a child, if you are a well-behaved little boy or girl, Santa will bring you presents. But if you are not well behaved, you will get only sticks or coal. But suddenly, I was able to give without any thought or concern for the consequences, only for the welfare of the bhikkhunis. Much later, I learned that in Buddhist practice, by giving, we are increasing our merit. And but initially, no thoughts for myself were present at all. And I was told by Aya that the amount should be equal to what you felt you could offer. Even one single grain of sand is equal to $1 million or more than $1 million when it comes from the heart. I still treasure that feeling and hope that all of you who offer today will experience the deep happiness that comes from offering dana. So in the Buddhist tradition, generosity is the first parami or perfection which leads to awakening. When we form an intention to give, we are learning to let go, and we can develop insight into the nature of our attachment to worldly things. So when we're freely giving, we're noticing perhaps what it is that we're giving and perhaps how attached we have been to that particular object or quantity. So we need to keep in mind also the nature of the fourfold Sangha. Monastics are completely dependent for their requisites on lay people. If we do not offer food, lodging, medicine, the monastics may cease to exist. It does not matter how much you give. As I mentioned, 1 grain of rice is worth more than $1 million when it comes from a pure heart. Giving is like, supporting the Sangha is like a warm fire that we can bring into existence by gently blowing and keep alive by continuing to tend and care for. In such a way, we also benefit from the monastics' dedication to practice by listening to Dhamma talks, reading spiritual writings, and sharing in celebrations at the monastery. So let us just pause to remember that we are part of this community and what we give comes back to us. During the pandemic, it's especially important for us to contribute. We have all faced financial setbacks, and Dhammadharini has also faced a setback in terms of the number of donations that they are receiving. If we want to keep this fire warm, we need to offer at least some bit of kindling to fuel it. So let us take a moment to consider what it is that we can give. And I would like to close with just a few words of inspiration attributed to the Buddha in the Samyutta Nikaya. This particular verse I felt was particularly appropriate for our world today. So when the world is on fire with aging and death, one should salvage one's wealth by giving when what's given is well salvaged. What's given bears fruit as pleasure. What isn't given does not. Thieves take it away, or kings. It gets burnt by fire or lost. That's from the Samyutta Nikaya 141. So thank you for being here today and for being part of our community.
Greetings, everyone. Terwan Saranai. Welcome to the 2020 program. I'm Lal Sedanaik, the Dana coordinator of Dhammadharini. Today, I would like to share my gratitude with everybody for sharing a great support to Dhammadharini and our community. Especially today, I want to, this Kathina if you think about last many Kathina programs, has been one of the most challenged times. Kathina was a time, and I want to share my gratitude with our Kathina donors for fulfilling their Kathina obligations. Manuka Tarangi and Dunilka family and all the supporters for their support during this very difficult times to complete this Vasa. Today we are very happy that we were able to complete the Vasa time. And also I would like to share my gratitude with all the Dhammadharini Bhikkhunis, our brave Bhikkhunis. With all these difficult challenges we ran into this year, they were able to strive to work the path of Buddha's teaching and continue the Kathina. And today we are very happy we all were able to complete the Kathina. And I also want to acknowledge this very difficult time in lives, the support, guidance we have been receiving from our Bhikkhuni Sangha and all our Sangha and Buddha's teaching have really helped us deal with the stress and such difficult situations in our lives. And this has been a perfect time for us to realize the teaching, and we truly appreciate our Bhikkhuni Sangha, their guidelines to our lives to stay calm and deal with this situation. As a Dana coordinator, I would like everyone to ask for your continued support to Dhammadharini. We really need your support, and we are grateful for all the support you have been providing us throughout the years. And thank you very much. Sadhu.
Greetings, Venerable and Dharma friends. I'm Upasamaya Shirley Kwok, one of the international ambassadors for Dhammadharini, and I'm also a board member emeritus. Ayati, as we fondly call Ayata Taloka, is the first Westerner to be appointed as Bhikkhuni preceptor. She has performed the Bhikkhuni Upasapada, the full ordinations for countless Bhikkhunis worldwide. In 2009, with Aya Sobana as her assistant, they traveled to Western Australia to perform the first Bhikkhuni Upasapada, making it possible for the Bhikkhuni community to grow and prosper in Australia. Ayati, sponsored by Dhammadharini, has traveled extensively worldwide, giving teachings and support to local Bhikkhuni communities. I remember when I traveled with her to Sri Lanka once, the mission was to teach, support the Bhikkhuni community, and research ancient Bhikkhuni history and science, especially Sanghamita Mahateri, the first Bhikkhuni to Sri Lanka. Dhammadharini subsequently partnered with local devotees to form the Dhammadharini Khema Trust in Sri Lanka. Other overseas travels for Dhammadharini Bhikkhunis include many Buddhist international events like Sakya DT and other conferences. In the most recent travel, Ayati, accompanied by Seminary Kachanyana, went to Cambodia, a trip sponsored by Mali to support the revival of Bhikkhuni Sangha there. They returned via India and Nepal to join the international Tipitaka chanting in Bodh then research on recovering the important ancient Bhikkhuni sites, including Mahapajapati Great Renunciation Trail and her Parinibbana place in Vaishali. In Nepal was the Charamati mission, the recent find and research on Princess Bhikkhuni Charamati, sister of Sanghamitra Mahatari, so you can see the multi-missions of these trips. In addition, Dhammadharini sponsors and invites international Buddhist masters to come and teach. For example, Ajahn Brown's Northern California teaching tour in 2015, Sayadaw Wanjagara's multiple retreats, Ajahn Sujato's visit, Jasuma Tenzin Palmo's visit, and etc. Most recently, Dhammadharini was one of the sponsors and organizers for 2019 Global Conference in Buddhism in Berkeley. I hope that you are inspired by the spiritual benefits that Dhammadharini provides the community. We will always be grateful to your generosity and support in any form in order to sustain these services. Thank you very much for your attention.
Sawadee ka, everybody. First, I would like to extend a warm welcome and anumotana to all who are here in Dhammadharini's Kathina today. One sunny morning in 2004, I was at the Puttanuson Thai temple in Fremont when I saw a lovely young Western monk I have never seen before, standing there at the door looking out over the courtyard with a warm, bright smile. I went over to greet her, but when she started to talk, that is when I realized that she is a woman. I have never seen a bhikkhuni before, either in Thailand or here in the Bay Area. This lit up my curiosity. Aya introduced herself and said she just returned from Korea and is staying at the Wat, that is the temple there, for a little while. Then when she learned that I was teaching Thai language there on Sundays, she asked if she could join the class. This is how I came to know Aya. At that time, I did not know the amazing vision that Aya has ahead for the path of the revival of the bhikkhunis. A few months afterward, Aya told me, again with her bright smile, that she and a few other lay people have found a small rented townhouse just a mile away, and the monastics are going to start there. I went to help out with the move. I remember that I was impressed with the number of lay people and a few monastics that are busy moving things and setting things up. None of them I knew before. We, through all those giving of whatever each person can, whether it's financial or giving of time and labor, we were together transforming a nondescript townhouse into a transcendent space with a serene courtyard. I remember seeing that the main room is stone paved, so I offered a few big rugs of my own. It was then and there on SNA Street, Fremont, that Dhammadharini, the first female monastery of Theravada Buddhism in the West Coast, was born. Since its opening, the place is steaming with activities. I remember meeting Aya Suvijana for the first time as a layperson who was interested in joining the monastics. The bhikkhunis and the other female monastic there even started a bold new visuals in the small town of Niles by going out for alms walk every morning. Through the generosity and resoluteness of the handful of committed lay people at that time who values the feminine Buddhist Sangha, that the first location was sustained for quite a while until the rent was raised. When those difficulties arose, one laywoman came to the rescue. She kindly offered to share her own house where she was living with her son and a dog to Dhammadharini. The move, the painting, the renovation, and why the congregation continued to grow. Since then, Dhammadharini community had to move a few times as it matured and expands. Every time is a new financial challenge. And then comes the economic crash in 2008. All of the to help. Primarily, the most in need, of course, is the financial. Every time we overcame the difficulties together, we grew firmer and forward. Finally, we were able to buy a place of our own for Dhammadharini here in Kathina. Although we have no more moving to do, we have a new, unimaginable challenge, the infamous COVID-19, along with the raging fire. Meanwhile, we are seeing our financial support drops dramatically, most likely an effect from the this COVID-19. I would like to invite all of us here to join hands in this Kathina, as we have before us in the past. I would like to invite us to throw ourselves in to help and sustain our Buddhist community, especially for female monastic, for bhikkhunis, and all the other aspiring bhikkhunis. Only if we're giving of ourselves through dana that we will pass through this obstacle once again and experience the radiance of Buddhist women and men walking forward together in the Dhamma. You may make your donation at the website www.dhammadharini.net/support. If you want to, you can also put your donation and your name into the chat in Zoom, and we will have our technical support people who will enter the information for you in the website, along with follow up with you with the pledge. And with this, we would like to thank you very much for your support all this time and for your generosity, and may the triple gems bless you, Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, and also may your merits that you have accumulated be your blessing. Sawadee-ka.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you very much, Supatra. So thank you very much to everyone. I'd just like to take this opportunity on behalf of all of our Bhikkhunis community, all of our Dhammadharini Sangha, and our whole manifold community to offer my anumodhana, sadhu, 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 to all of you, to our Dhammadharini Board of Directors, to our Inspiring Generosity Committee, to our Dana Coordinator, to each and every one who has offered so much in so many ways, which is what is the life energy of our Sangha, and especially also to all of our monastics, those who are our bhikkhunis and our teris and mahateris and our new novices and those who are aspiring, our anagarikas, and all those who are our Sangha of the future. Thanks to these friends and everyone's dedication and support, then those who are aspiring will not just hit a glass ceiling or come up against a closed door. The door is open for you and the ceiling is lifted for you to fulfill your potential in the Buddhasasana, in the Buddhist teaching. And all of us wish together that you may have all of the support you need to enter the Sangha, to practice fruitfully, to share the teaching from hearts of generosity for all of our long-term benefit and happiness. Amhakang hikaratang hitaya sukaya. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Anumodami to each and every one of you. Thank you very much for being good Dhamma friends, faithful supporters, and really pillars of our community.